welcome back. This is Rich again, back for yes, an exclusive YouTube video blog. Today's YouTube video blog is a preview of the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. I'll preview what to expect in the Stanley Cup Finals. But first, these important messages. Don't forget to listen to Crystal's Time Machine each and every Friday and Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. on WCAP 980, where everybody gets it. If you can't catch the show live, listen to the podcast exclusively on archive.org. Goes back to October 2015. Follow Crystal on Twitter at Crystal Amy John and the Shane Crystal. Follow her on Instagram at Crystal Johnson. Follow her on Facebook, the official Crystal's Time Machine Facebook page, the official Crystal's Time Machine group page and game show fan page. And follow Crystal on YouTube at Crystal Johnson. One exclusive video a week. And say hello to Broadway Pizza, the official sponsor of Crystal's Time Machine. You say the promo code Crystal's Time Machine, $2 off your meal. So that's a pretty good deal, okay? And now back to our feature presentation. This Saturday night, June 8th, 2024, will be Game 1 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals between the Eastern Conference champion, the Prince of Wales champions, the Florida Panthers, facing off against the Western Conference champions, the Clarence Campbell Bowl winners, the Edmonton Oilers. The Florida Panthers won the Atlantic Division this year, and they beat the first wild card team in the Eastern Conference, their in-state rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in 5 games. First time they beat them in a playoff series. And then they beat the Boston Bruins, the number 2 seed in the Atlantic Division, in 6 games. And they beat the number 1 seed from the Metropolitan Division, the New York Rangers, also the President's Trophy winners this year, in 6 games. It's the 3rd time the Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup Finals. 1996 and 2023 were the last time, were the previous ones. They got swept by the Colorado Avalanche in 1996, and they lost in 5 games to the Vegas Golden Knights in 2024. The Edmonton Oilers finished 2nd in the Pacific Division this year, and they beat the number 3 seeded LA Kings of the Pacific Division in 5 games, and then they beat the number 1 seeded in the Pacific Division, the Vancouver Canucks, in 7 games, and the number 1 seed in the Central Division, and the best record in the Western Conference, Dallas Stars, in the 6 games, and this will be the 8th time that the Edmonton Oilers are in the Stanley Cup. They lost in 1983 to the New York Islanders. They won in 1984 against the New York Islanders. They won in 1985 against the Philadelphia Flyers. They won in 1987 against the Philadelphia Flyers again. They won in 1998 against the Boston Bruins. They won in 1990 again against the Boston Bruins. They lost in 2006 to the Carolina Hurricanes, the one and only time that 2 teams that came from the WHA were in the Stanley Cup Finals. And the Florida Panthers are led by Alexander Bogosky, the captain, and a very defensive forward. He won the Selke Trophy this year. Plus, they have a lot of good offensive power. Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett among others, and they have great defensive players on the team, including Ellen uh, uh, Elbeck and Oliver Larson Carlson, and between the pipes is Sergei Bobrovsky, who's having a career renaissance, and they're led by head coach Paul Maurice. And in the Edmonton Oilers, they're led by the generational talent and captain Connor McDavid, and also Leon Draisaitl on offense, and along with Ryan Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Evander Kane, and Zach Hyman. Their defense is a little bit weak besides Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard, and the goaltending Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner, but the goaltending is not really, it's average. It's not like all-star level, and their defense is kind of weak besides Nurse and Bouchard. They have a high-powered offense, and they're led by head coach Chris Knobloch, who's no relation to Chuck Knobloch, former MLB player, and he took over mid-season. And all of these games will be in the United States on ABC/ESPN Plus, and in Canada on CBC Sports, TVA Sports for the French-speaking Canadian viewers. Plus, they're going to have this Stanley Cup Finals first time in American Sign Language on ESPN Plus, and also Sportsnet Plus as well. And the Florida Panthers have the home ice advantage for the Stanley Cup, and this Stanley Cup is going to be very, very tough for both teams. Everybody is hoping that the Edmonton Oilers are the team to break Canada's 31-year Stanley Cup drought, and they have a very, very good shot of doing it. And this series could go either way, but I just have this funny feeling that it's the Florida Panthers' time to win a Stanley Cup. They they were in it last year, but they lost 5 games to the Golden Knights. I think this time around, the Panthers, I think this is their time. I think Balaskov is going to, shut down Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and if you get those two, shut down, be very tough for Edmonton to score goals. And I really think the Panthers are going to win this series in 5 games. But I have a feeling that maybe in the next year or two, the Oilers will win a Stanley Cup. But this is not their time right now. It's the Panthers' time. And that's about it on that. Thank you for all your support. I'll be back again soon with another YouTube exclusive video blog. Bye now.